History begins not in books but on a shore at dawn. With the first footsteps on new continents, early human migrations wove the first threads of a global story long before maps existed. In time, those wandering footsteps settled, seeds took root, and so did we. From the soil of the Tigris and Euphrates, the Nile, and the Indus, farming gave rise to villages that swelled into the world's first cities. With cities came complexity. A reed pressed into wet clay made memory portable. Law and ritual found a permanent home. Along the Yellow River, in the Andes, and across Mesoamerica, new cradles of civilization took shape. Scale demanded order. Empires like Persia, Maurya, and Han answered with systems built to outlast any single ruler. Roads that carried messengers, edicts that carved mercy into stone, and canals that braided entire regions together. What makes power endure? Rome built its legacy on roads and laws. The Maya charted the heavens with intricate glyphs. The Inca bound an empire with knotted threads. This physical infrastructure made culture tangible, but it was belief that gave it meaning. Ideas began to travel on these same networks. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism offered frameworks for life and society. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam forged communities of faith that transcended borders. A shared story built trust, and trust was the currency of long-distance exchange. Across the Silk Roads and Saharan caravans, innovations moved as freely as spices: ironworking, paper, the compass, gunpowder. But this new connectivity had a cost. Pandemics like the Black Death traveled the same routes, unraveling the very fabric of cities. In the 13th century, the Mongol Empire fused continents with breathtaking speed, demonstrating how interconnected the world had already become. The supply chains and data cables of today are echoes of these ancient flows.
Then, the world changed again, as salt wind and canvas stitched the continents together in a new way. The age of exploration was born on the ocean, and with it, the Columbian Exchange. Crops, microbes, and ideas crossed the Atlantic, transforming lives on a global scale. But this new era of profit was tragically linked to human sorrow, as the Atlantic slave trade built empires on the backs of millions. Steam and coal turned the wheels of a new world. As factories rose, so did new questions. The Enlightenment challenged the nature of power, and revolutions answered, from plantations to palaces. But as new classes fought for their rights, inequality deepened. 2 world wars shattered old certainties, giving way to international institutions and a nuclear standoff that held the world in a delicate balance. In the wake of collapsing empires, movements for decolonization, civil rights, and women's rights redrew the map of human dignity. And now, satellites and the internet have woven a web of connection tighter than ever before. Today, we face choices our ancestors could never have imagined, from editing our own genes to the rise of artificial intelligence. History is not a distant echo. It is the current that pulls us forward, and what comes next is already taking shape.